Built to
The
prosper.
Utah State basketball game is final, and now it's your chance to text and call about it with Al Lewis and John Russell as KVNU Aggie Game Day continues with Aggie Call. The numbers are 753-5868 for calls, and the text line is 435-339-0321. Aggie Call, part of KVNU Aggie Game Day for USU Hoops, is sponsored by Cache Valley Ear, Nose, and Throat, LSS Insurance, Young Truck and Trailer, DD Auto and Salvage, My Mattress, Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning, Elements Restaurant, White Pine Funeral Home, ChemDry of Northern Utah, Aegis Home Health and Hospice, Les Olson Company, Prodigy Brewing, Cache Valley Bank, Jarek's Fine Jewelry, Darrow's Appliance, HSA Depot, Advanced Fireplace and Stove, Alpine Home Medical, S.E. Needham Jewelers, Thermo Fisher, Primrose Home Care, and Golden Spike Electric. It's KVNU Aggie Call with Al Lewis and John Russell.
And a solid Utah State victory at the Chase Center where the Warriors play. The Aggies were the winners tonight, leading almost the entire ball game. I mean, there were one tie and three lead changes early in the game, but Utah State pulled away there after it was a 5-4 lead for USF. The Aggies went on a 9-0 run. Eventually took it out to 12, eventually took it to 18, eventually took it to 22, saw the game come back to a 7-point game, and then the Aggies really finished it off and won it 82-64. That is a nice win tonight, John Russell.
Hey, nice solid win over a very good team, weathered a big storm, and come away with the W, then undefeated.
After they made the run to 7, Aggies made a couple plays, and they cracked their will. USF
absolutely.
was done after that.
Well, there's a lot to be said about getting out by 22. It kind of gives you a little bit of cushion. It's hard to come back, but still, they were on fire in I'm giving you the air quotes, Al, a neutral site.
Oh, it is. It is.
Somewhat, but no, great win for the Aggies.
And Jalen Moore joins with us. Jalen, tell you what, I did a little feature after I had you on earlier, and it was with Sean Bairstow. And I said, boy, it would be nice if we get another good game from Sean. And he, along with Shulga and with Dan Atkin tonight, were really outstanding because, again, I mean, Ashworth and Funk were fine, but they missed shots, and we still won the game easily.
Yeah, Ashworth and Funk, they had a good game. They didn't shoot the ball at a high percentage, but like we said, that's what makes our team so tough is we just are so deep, and we just have guys that step up every game. Every game it's been someone different. And tonight, Atkin, like I said, we needed someone coming off the bench that gives us that energy effort. He came off the bench and did that for us. Bairstow steps up. He only misses one shot. Shulga, I think, gets after it. He has, he filled up the whole stat sheet, 16, 6, and 4. Our team just got it done tonight. I thought our defense was on point. We got them to turn it over more than we turned it over. We actually made them turn it over 18 times. We only had 8 turnovers. That's 18 extra possessions that we can get and got in the game, and I think we just did a good job converting it. We shot well from the free throw line. I just think we did a lot of good things, and it shows the depth of our team when Funk and Ashworth aren't shooting with that consistency and stuff. We had other guys that are able to step up and still get us a win.
And isn't it nice, Jalen, that we win and don't feel like we have to rely on the three-point shot to get it done, too? Because, again, sometimes I'm sure San Francisco said, hey, these guys are the number one three-point shooting team in the nation. We're going to run them off the three-point line, and we had a counterattack to that.
Yeah, we did. We had a counterattack. We had guys that were able to break some guys down off the dribble. We read their defense correctly, and we finished around the rim. And then the threes that we did get, most of them came off of like, hey, we would beat our guy on offense, and we would drive and kick it out to a wide-open three, and we have a good look, and we knock it in. So we kind of did what we were supposed to do. We took what San Francisco gave us. They definitely ran us off the three-point line, and we did what we were supposed to do. Like we said, we got fouled. We made free throws. We finished around the rim. We did all the stuff we needed to do offensively to win this game.
Lots of guys stepping up tonight, doing a great job. Always like to see that, but I think the big question, how are the Aggies going to respond with Rylan not being there? Really impressed with the guys that handled the ball.
Yeah, I was too. Like me and Al kind of talked about that before the game. Is what is Ashworth going to be like stepping into that starting role other than being that energizer guy off the bench, and he did a good job. Like I said, we took care of the ball against a team that really averages 8 steals a game. You go look at their stats. I mean, they only have 3 steals, so we do a good job of taking care of the ball. It looked good. Shulga handled the ball a few times, bringing it up. Bairstow would bring it up a few times. Pomota did a good job bringing it up. It just showcases that we have multiple guys that can handle the ball and make the correct play.
Just talk a little bit about Dan Atkin. I mean, the guy comes off the bench. He's phenomenal, brings a great energy. Your thoughts on him and what he's done this year?
Yeah, I think it's big. I think we need a guy like that. I like that Trevin starts. It gives us some size and some length in the starting lineup. But, it depends on how the game's going. Dan so far has came in. He's competed against guys that are bigger and stronger than him. He's done it. He's held his own. He's been scoring the ball a lot better. And the biggest thing, too, is that he's obviously been stepping to the free throw line and making his free throws. At the beginning of the season, he was struggling doing that a little bit. So when you have a guy that comes off and he brings that energy, and usually it's him and Ashworth coming off the bench in this game, I kind of figured it'd be Dan that had to step into that role, and he did it perfectly. He brings that energy, effort. He plays hard. He defends. And he gives us that athletic big that can go up and get some rebounds, get some dunks, and also protect the rim at times.
Hey, don't put up with that dirty, dingy wood stove anymore. Advanced Fireplace and Stove in Logan is our sponsor of Game Day with Jalen Moore, Al Lewis, John Russell. Aggies win 82-64. Jalen, your keys to the game were almost exactly right on. They got hot from the three during their 12-0 run where they made 3 of, I think, their 7 3-pointers they made. They never really got going from there. And your other keys, you've already talked about. We took care of the ball, and we held them down. Tonight, I mean, I know the coach was worried a little bit about the defense the last little while for this team, and the Aggies dug in there with that and the turnovers. Those are the 2 things he's been talking about, get better on, and the Aggies did that tonight.
Yeah, we knew it would come down to some small things this game. And our defense, we were letting teams score over 80. We went to California, and we held them under 65 points. You're going to win a lot of games, especially with the way that our offense is built and the way that we can score. I knew if we held them obviously under 80, but better yet, under 65, I knew we were going to be in good shape. And as long as we didn't give them those extra possessions they get with those 8 steals a game, I knew that we would have extra possessions to go down and score and execute. And that's what we did this game. And that's, I think, why we came away with a fairly easy win.
So that's 3-0 for the Aggies against the West Coast Conference, which is a good conference. Now, obviously, you haven't played Gonzaga or you haven't played St. Mary's. Now, St. Mary's, though, the other day, New Mexico went and beat St. Mary's. So our conference got a little edge on them all. And now it's Loyola next week, and Loyola just beat Nevada last night. So, again, in Vegas on a neutral floor, again, probably another team that's capable against us in Loyola next Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a capable team. The more games that we play, going up to 7-0, more film and stuff people are going to get, the more that they are able to watch what we do defensively, offensively. So the longer the season goes on, sometimes it gets a little bit tougher, and you have to find different ways to score. And that's kind of what we showcased this game. So, like we said, as long as our defense travels, our rebounding travels, our confidence that we've had all season travels with us, I think we're going to be in a good shape, but expect teams now, to get a little bit more film and stuff. Expect them to make some adjustments, make some changes, and then it'll be interesting to see what adjustments we do to match those. So that's what makes the season going on longer. That's what makes it so fun when it comes down to watching what the coaches do as well as the players.
Jalen, thanks always for your help. Again, get a whole week off, and we'll talk to you next Saturday, okay?
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right. Jalen Moore joining with us. And again, Aggies win at 82-64. Our postgame continues. Hopefully we'll get player and coach from, again, down at the Chase Center where the Warriors play, and the Aggies were the team that won in that building tonight over San Francisco. Back after this.
We're heading into some crazy weather this winter, which means power outages. Tyler and his team at Golden Spike Electric can install a Generac automatic standby generator for your home so you can avoid issues when the power goes out. If you have one already, Golden Spike Electric can maintain your Generac automatic standby generator for you. Find them online at gsegenerators.com or call 435-257-3016. Golden Spike Electric and Generac automatic standby generators. Power you can count on.
This is Ryan at My Mattress. A mattress store recently closed right next door to our Riverdale location. Most people have said how awesome that is for us. I think I disagree. At My Mattress, we love competition. We love it if you shop other places, but also give us a shot. Shop online or go to other stores, maybe even a warehouse sale, but come into My Mattress because we want our shot at winning your business. Come into My Mattress right now and see if better sleep and better pricing are what you'll find.
Advanced Heating and AC, the two-time gold medal winner in Best in Northern Utah. They're teaming up with Carrier Heating and Cooling. Carrier provides you the best furnace units available, and now's the best time to buy a new unit before the weather turns Cache Valley cold. Financing options are available. Turn to the experts at Advanced Heating and Carrier. Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning, 752-7272, or stop by their showroom west of DI and online at advancedheating-ac.com.
We're not comfortable until you are. Advanced Heating and Air.
This is Zach with HSA Depot. Christmas is nearly here. Make sure you be merry and bright by using your pre-tax funds on your medical needs. We know your regular holiday budget is disappearing quick, so instead, save money by using your pre-tax income to buy qualifying medical supplies. HSA Depot carries hundreds of unique and dashing eligible products to help you conquer your healthcare. Come to HSA Depot next to Sally Beauty Supply and see how much you can save this holiday season. HSA Depot, 5-star review.
If you're thinking about getting engaged this holiday season, S.E. Needham Jewelers is the place to shop for your diamond engagement ring. S.E. Needham's has the largest selection of wedding rings in the area, including hundreds of styles in platinum, white gold, and yellow gold. We import diamonds direct from Antwerp, Belgium, which enables us to guarantee the best price on diamonds. We also offer the most complete warranty and services of any store in the state. Monday through Saturday, 10 to 7, where Utah gets engaged. S.E. Needham Jewelers, middle of the block, at the sign of the clock.
The Aggies are always number one here. It's KVNU Game Day with Al Lewis and John Russell.
They entered the game as one of 13 undefeateds in the nation and probably, again, playing a 7-1 team in San Francisco. And Utah State wins it. Really led most of the game. Utah State 82-64, an 18-point victory. Again, it was 22, got knocked down to 7 points. And again, that was just about 7 minutes to play, and boy, did the Aggies finish it off strong at that point, as the Dons only got 2 more baskets the rest of the game. So that's a pretty impressive win, John.
Yeah, you really have to like it, and San Francisco's a good basketball team. We talked about it after the last game. And, you know, they've beaten some good teams. Their only loss was
they beat
to
Wichita.
Davidson.
They beat Northern Iowa.
Yeah.
So they've, and their only loss was to Davidson at Davidson.
Exactly.
So.
And people think, oh, Wichita State, Northern Iowa, really well. I'll tell you what, when it comes to bracket time, those are teams that you watch out for. They tend to sneak in and get a win against the bigger names.
This team also won at Fresno.
Yeah.
67-60
so
earlier.
not a bad ball club, and it's a good win. I was kind of surprised the Ken Palm rating. I think they were like 95th, 94th. I was surprised about that. But the thing that kind of worried me with the beginning of the game there is immediately you could see Shabazz was going to that high pick. Gooden killed us on it in the game before. We've seen that all year, but good adjustments by the coaching staff and the players. They were able to take him out of that. He suffered on the night shooting. Their other guard Roberts, he had an off night, and to weather the storm.
They've been a streaky 3-point shooting team, and the Aggies made them that way tonight. Prodigy Brewing, one of our sponsors. Remember, the family can go down and enjoy their burgers and pizza. Brews are available. The only brew pub on Center Street, the first and only one. It's Prodigy Brewing and Les Olson Company. Half all organizations have been victims of ransomware attacks. Don't take risks, take action with the Les Olson Security Suite. You can go to lesolson.com for more. So Utah State 82-64. We're waiting from Chase Center. The Zoom is set up, but we don't have any players or a coach in there yet after this Aggie win, we have 5 in double figures tonight. Very good balance in this game. And then, again, Z Hamoda and R.J. Idlerock really did add to this game as well, besides all of the other guys who scored.
Well, you knew with Ryland not making the trip, not being able to play, somebody was going to have to do that. Idlerock, I think, his 13 minutes, the most he's played on the year, and they were good minutes. He played well. Z scares me. If he can get a shot going, his defense is just night and day from last year.
He made a huge three there down the stretch. He made that big stretch.
But then he missed his next one.
He did. But he made the one that really, again, took it back to double digits to kind of really solidify things.
But I think you sit back and when you look at this team, how can they, when you come in and look at them defensively, if you throw in another weapon, if Z all of a sudden starts hitting Goodness gracious, that's a scary lineup.
Because in Dan and Z, you got some guys who want to defend.
Yep.
And again, I think Shulga's getting in there, and Shulga is really starting to get hard-nosed on that. And it makes so much of a difference to have Bairstow being able to do some things, and he did some things tonight in this game.
Recognized there were a couple of times he had a smaller guy,
and he could take advantage of
that.
And
he knew he had that, and I agree. I want to go back to Max Shulga. I'll tell you what, if you're an Aggie fan, you've got to be super excited with what he's doing, because his numbers, well, like Jalen said, he's filling there's nothing outrageous, although he did have a near triple-double the other night, but he's not, at the end of the game, you sit back and look at the box score, and you go, holy cow, I don't remember having 7 rebounds or 6 assists. He's just throwing up good numbers, and he's playing with a calm that we didn't see last year. Last year, he seemed like when he was out there, very kind of out of control at times. The calm he's playing with now is just phenomenal.
I guess when you don't start, or you don't get a chance to start all of the time, and he did a little bit there when Bairstow, whatever, and then Brock Miller. It's kind of Bairstow got most of Brock's starts, but again, he started to play more. But sometimes if you try to do too much when you do get those few minutes you get off of the bench, or those few little spurts that you get, sometimes it can happen. But again, what he did, just was terrific stuff. Let's see. Are we getting something now from the?
All right, it's Coach Odom here. So
here
we can get going. Obviously, a great victory for us. Against a really good opponent. We were really impressed in our game preparation with what Coach Burleson and his staff have done with this team. They're off to a great start. Obviously, it's 7-1, and we knew we were going to be in for a really hard fought game, and it would be a tough game for us to win on the road like this. Obviously it's a semi-neutral game, but here in their hometown, but they provide a stiff challenge. Their guards are excellent. They're so fast and crafty, and defensively they cause so many problems. And I thought our guys, the key for us was intensity on defense, in this particular game. We had lost it a little bit in the last 3 games. And we challenged our guys with film and preparation and practice, to really ramp it up defensively and play harder, quite honestly, and more intense on that end and more urgent to get stops. And I thought our guys got off to a great start with that, and it continued, throughout the game. Certainly San Francisco made some great runs in there and got it tight in both halves, but our guys answered in each half and made some really key plays. Obviously, there were, Dan was really good. Max was really good. I thought Sean had one of his better games, obviously. And Z came in and gave us some great minutes as well. So, really pleased with the effort and excited for the guys in the win. Happy to take any questions.
Coach, Jacob Nielsen, KSL.com. You mentioned the defensive intensity. It seemed like offensively, the team was pretty intense as well, really driving to the basket and trying to get looks at the rim.
Yeah, no question. I mean, that was certainly a focus of ours, trying to create space and give our guys space to work and operate. And, obviously we've shot the ball pretty well so far this season, or really well so far this season. And, we knew coming into this game, the way that they play defense, they lock out a ton. And so we wanted to make sure that we gave our guys plenty of space to be able to work with, to be able to get downhill. The key is you have to make the right decisions, when you do get to the rim. And I thought our guys did a great job, shy of a few possessions, making the right decision near the basket.
Hey, Coach, Al Lewis from KVNU. Turnovers. You only had 8 against them, and they averaged 8 steals a game, I think it was. And you handled the ball, and you handled their pressure when they tried to even put some different things on you.
Yeah, definitely a key to the game, Al, for sure. If we were giving it back to them on a regular basis, or they were taking it from us on a regular basis, it's going to be a problem, because they're so good in transition, and they're tough to deal with in those situations. And, Shabazz is one of the best I've seen at just digging balls out and chasing balls down. And we tried to limit, and Steven did a great job of not turning it over against high level pressure, but we tried to limit Steven with the ball as much as we could because of that. And thankfully we've got other guys that can dribble and attack the rim. And I thought Max was phenomenal in that regard and certainly got us off to a great start. Then Sean joined it and with some nice drives to the basket, and as well as Z and RJ. RJ made a couple of nice plays, especially in that first half where he drops it off to Dan and made a really good play. So, the goal was to give our guys space to work.
Hey, Coach John at KVNU, congrats on a great win. You've got another long stretch here with 6 days before your next game. What's the game plan, and would you rather be playing another game?
No, I'm not worried about that. I mean, the next game's the next game on our schedule. And so, it gives us an opportunity. We just played on Thursday. Now we played Sunday. So it gives our guys a chance to rest a little bit and get their bodies right. And, we'll go home tomorrow. We spend the night here tonight and fly home tomorrow. We'll get back to Logan, hopefully, if everything goes well, at 3:00. And they'll be off tomorrow. And then we'll get back at it on Tuesday and head out to Vegas on Friday to get ready for the game.
All right, guys, we have time for one more question, then we're going to turn the time over to Sean.
Hey, Coach, Patrick Mayhorn with the Egg Ship. If you have been told coming into this game that you were going to hit 5 threes on 19 attempts, would you have expected an 18-point win on the road? Where did that come from? Because this is a team that has relied on threes this season.
Yeah, I think it's just taking what the defense gives you, right? I mean, if you want to be a great team, and we certainly do, we want to be a great team. We want to be a competitive team. Within our conference, you have to be well balanced. And if you're just a one-dimensional three-point shooting team, you're not going to make it very far. Can't live and die by the three. You've heard that, right? And so for us, tonight, the game called for us to drive to the basket and make plays near the rim, and our guys responded and did a great job.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. We're going to let Coach go, and Sean's going to talk to you now.
Thank you, guys.
Looks like Sean Bairstow is going to come in
We've got
next.
time for 2 or 3 questions for Sean.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryan. Thanks.
Hey, Sean.
Right,
Sean, are you there?
So go ahead.
Hey, Sean. Al Lewis from KVNU. Your first game of the year, of course, you had a great scoring game. You haven't had one since. Talk about what that felt like tonight to finally get back into your kind of game offensively.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It felt really good. Confidence been a bit low. Haven't really been in rhythm, and I feel like that definitely broke it. I feel good about it.
You just seem to just be able to isolate some guys and do more of the things that you've been able to do. Is that kind of what you were doing?
Yeah, I feel like the way they've just been, the way we've been shooting the ball, really, like you could tell that they didn't want us shooting threes, so they were locking out a lot. So it just opened a lot of driving lanes. There wasn't much help defense coming except the 5 under the hoop, and then it was easy to make the dump off pass to the big.
John, Jason Walker with Cash for the Daily. How huge was the defensive focus for you guys? Getting back to playing good defense. How much of that was a focus tonight? Yeah,
it was massive. It was really the only focus of the game. We know our offense is going to come, and when we get out there, we'll sort all that stuff out. But on the defensive end, we've been trending in a negative way, and we just want to get back to that and let that create our offense.
All right, guys, I'm going to throw out a question for you. Sean, your high school's here today. Just talk about how it was able to work out that they could come and how it felt having them.
Yeah, so my high school from Brisbane, Australia, they do a USA tour for basketball every 2 years. So it just really worked out perfectly that they were in San Francisco at the same time. There was about 50 kids and 10 staff members all in the school blue colors. So yeah, it was really, really good. Felt like a home game in a way.
All right, that's it for Sean. Thanks, everybody.
So I guess that's it from the Chase Center for Utah State to let us talk to Sean. And to the thing is, the coach mentioned it. They basically, San Francisco does what now teams are going to do. They're going to try to run the Aggies off the three-point line because they are the number 1 three-point shooting team in the nation, and the Aggies responded. They didn't put up a ton of threes. They went for other things. That's where Dan got a lot of his stuff. That's where Sean got some of his stuff, and Shulga got some of his stuff too.
And Jalen alluded to that a little bit when we were talking to him. It's just the simple fact you're now 7-0. There are teams that are going to look at you that might have not looked at you as seriously. There's more tape out there. There are people that are going to look at them a little more closely. and they're not going to be able to get away with just parking it around the 3-point line and putting them up. Those shots will come because we did see it on several occasions. Z hit that big 3 in the second half. The reason he hit it was Ashworth, good penetration into the paint, boom, dishes it off, bing bong, basket.
Yep. So again, tonight the Aggies get only 11 assists on 31 baskets. It's a little different tonight because they did have to drive the ball a little bit more when you don't get all those 3-point shots and things. And again, some 3-point shots didn't go, or that assist total would be up a little bit higher too. You know, we only shot 26% from 3, 5 of 19. I thought that was a great question. Did you think you'd go to San Francisco and make 5 threes? And the coach said, kind of like, okay, that's what we thought we'd get, and we got, and we made it work.
Well, it's a sign of a good team, and we're going to get into this as the season wears on, but there are going to be times where you're going to have to recognize that. I would have liked to have seen a little more court time for Dorius, for Trevin, because
he got in foul trouble.
He got in foul trouble.
He had 4 fouls.
But you're going to need that because there are going to be teams that are going to say, look, we're going to guard against the 3-point line. So you need the big guy in the middle. Not to pick on him individually, but they're going to realize that. Again, like Jalen was saying, there's more tape out there. They're going to know what to defend against, and they're going to do what they can to keep the Aggies from doing that.
Aggies outscoring 44-30 first half, 38-34 second half, win the game again, 82-64. Good win, 7-0. They're still matching, again, some of these starts that Utah State has had. I mean, the 7-0 start now. Again, it was the 1919 and 20 team, so that was 3 seasons ago. And then 34-35, 33-34, and 13-14, 19-13-14 that started 7-0. Okay? So the all-time best start is 9-0 from the 1919-20 team. Okay? So that's where we're headed. Hopefully, we can maybe get 8 against Loyola.
Al, a lot, but I'm not going to press you on those teams back in.
And the Stars were they just roll off of my tongue. So, Aggies win tonight. Let's hear from you. 753-KVNU is our phone number, or the text line is 435-339-0321. It's now your show because we've heard from San Francisco. You watched it on the WCC streaming. I'm glad eventually they got the commercials out of the game there at the start so you could see the game, and you saw the Aggies win and play well tonight. And we'll talk about it more as we continue on Game Day on KVNU. Be sure to join with us. Brought to you by Alpine Home Medical. Looking for compression stockings, CPAP supplies, lift chairs, oxygen supplies, it's alpinehomemedical.com. And, of course, they're over on 14th North in Logan.
The Young Automotive Group is proud to announce Young Truck and Trailer Center in Cache Valley. Whether it's heavy equipment trailers, horse trailers, race car trailers, or cargo and utility trailers, we're excited to offer some of the finest trailers and flatbed work trucks to Cache Valley. Our team of experts look forward to helping you find the right truck or trailer to fit your needs, with competitive prices offered on every make and model for sale on our lot. With our extensive inventory, you'll find the best deals right here in Cache Valley. Young Truck and Trailer Center, just off Highway 89 in Logan. Think young, drive young.
As a small business, achieving your financial goals and ambitions can be a steep and rocky mountain climb. This is Lance Zollinger, president at Cache Valley Bank. To conquer the mountain and achieve your goals, it takes planning, hard work, and discipline. At Cache Valley Bank, we have the resources, expertise, and flexibility to help you scale your way to success. Give us a call. Let's work together and climb the mountains that await. Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC.
Thermo Fisher Scientific is hiring for their manufacturing, distribution, and warehouse team. And that's great news for anyone seeking a rewarding career. Thermo Fisher offers positions across multiple shifts, competitive compensation, health benefits, paid time off, bonuses, and an excellent work environment. Help Thermo Fisher make the world healthier, cleaner, and safer. Visit jobs.thermofisher.com and search Logan. Thermo Fisher Scientific is an equal opportunity employer.
It's back. Jarek's Fine Jewelry in Logan is having our annual Pick a Pearl event. If you've attended this in the past, you know how much fun we have. And if you haven't come before, you don't want to miss this exciting event. For only $10, pick your oyster, open it that day, or save it for that stocking stuffer surprise. Mark your calendar, Friday and Saturday, December 9th and 10th. Pick a Pearl at Jarek's Fine Jewelry. Look for the bright green cars.
Jarek's Fine Jewelry. Make it special, make it Jarek's.
Nothing compares to the warmth and feel that a wood stove provides. The two-time Best of Northern Utah winning team says there's never been a better time to replace your old inefficient wood stove and install a new energy-efficient EPA-certified Vermont casting wood product in your home. The U.S. government is offering federal tax credits of 26% on your wood stove install. For Vermont casting units, that includes stoves, venting, and labor. Call or email Advanced Fireplace and Stove for a free in-home estimate. Call 435-752-7272 or go to advancedfireplaceandstove.com. When it comes to home care, it's important to know you have a choice. If you or a loved one is in need of hospice or home health services, remember that Primrose Home Care and Hospice believes in treating the patient as well as the problem. We work directly with you and your doctor to create a health plan that's catered to your needs. Our team is devoted to providing options in the freedom and safety of your own home. Visit us at primrosecare.com or call to schedule a free consultation. Primrose Home Care and Hospice, your local hospice and home health provider since 2006.
Aggie Game Day continues. Sponsored by S.E. Needham Jewelers on News Talk KVNU.
I think as the game started, I think I counted 13 undefeated teams. John just told me that Southern Miss got beat today, so that's down to 12. We did not join that group. We still have 3 in our conference. Nobody else has more. I mean, I think the Southeastern Conference might have 3 or something like that at this point that are undefeated. But hey, Aggies with a couple of nice wins on this season. Again, some have. This one was impressive a little bit to me, the way that they did things, again, under the circumstances of not having a guy who really runs your team in a lot of ways, and Rylan Jones, all that, and Ashworth had to take that spot, and maybe that affected a little bit his offensive game, having to handle Shabazz and handle the ball and do things like that, but I thought the Aggies were masterful in how they attacked this game and played defense. They knew they were going to drive the ball a lot. They helped out different times, made some of the shots tougher. Didn't let them get on great three-point runs. They got the 3 out of that in that 12-point run. They got 3 in there, but that was good. That was good stuff.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the concern was it seemed like early on Shabazz they were doing that high pick, at the free throw line, which Aggies really struggled with against Utah Tech. Gooden just kind of that's where he ate us up, and I don't know whether the coaching staff had really kind of said, they made a change. I think they just started playing better.
You can tell the coach challenged him. He said we challenged him with film and all that. Did you know the next night Gooden went down to Weber State and only had 6 points, and they still beat Weber State.
Well, they're a good team, and the thing is, you talk about and going back to the undefeateds. Did your list include St. John's because they lost as well?
I had counted them out when the game started because they lost earlier today.
Yeah.
So it was down to 13 what I counted.
Right.
And so now if Southern Miss is gone, it was 12.
Well, I know there are people that are going to sit and look at the Aggies schedule and go, well, you haven't beaten, a top 25 team, but the teams that we're beating,
we haven't beaten.
We're playing good teams.
We haven't beaten Chopped Liver.
No, not at all.
Anything at all. So, okay, let's get to the text line. Aegis Home Health and Hospice brings you our post game. They're here to meet your health care needs wherever you call home. AEGIS, their way to spell it. And 723-9000 or myaegis.com. What do we got?
All right, so first of all,
82-64 is the final if you're just tuning in.
This came from 9315, and I have to agree with it. Said if the Zoom call is like the WCC broadcast, we're in trouble. Well, the Zoom went off well, but that's because, we took care of it. But, those WCC, between San Diego and this one.
Well, the guy for San Diego, everybody was really upset about him doing the game. He at least got excited for them. This guy tonight threw in so many dang commercials that I didn't. If I was trying to listen to that on the radio in San Francisco, where it sounded like it was a radio simulcast, that would have driven me crazy if you couldn't watch the game. Besides him talking about all the ads.
Absolutely. A couple more texts from 3714. Wants to know, I think for me more than anything, yes, Arizona did beat Cal. We'll move on from that. The other one, 1326, very impressed with how we played. But here's an interesting quote. I would say, however, Coach Odom should have called timeout way earlier when they started that second half comeback. We were lucky to survive that. I look at that.
It went 22-7.
Yeah,
it did. Coming out of the break, but
still, that's the advantage of having it.
Coaches, he's a veteran coach. He has to coach by the kind of the seat of his pants of what he feels or likes or whatever. Yeah.
But I think the timeout, even if they had called out, they had to come back and they did. and they ratcheted up the defense. They played a lot more solid, and they didn't let them cut it further down than 7. And so, yeah, I was a little nervous. 13-26. I agree with you, a little nervous, but I'll tell you what, it's nice to be in the position where you've got a 22-point lead and you can play with that a little bit. Had it been a 9-point lead and they went on that run, that could have been the game.
Don't want to turn it around.
Yeah.
So, and Utah won their game today in overtime against Washington State today. And I was so busy. The Aggies going to play Memphis in the First Responders Bowl 2 days after Christmas in Dallas. Really, when you look at the matchups in our conference, I mean, ours is a lot better than a lot of the teams who they're playing. To play Memphis, I mean, somebody's playing Baylor, that's Air Force. But really, those are almost the better matchups of everything. Washington State is playing, our champion in the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. So there's a couple of, rows down. They don't even get, Oregon or Oregon State or Washington. Those are all going to other bowl games that are higher up than the Kimmel Bowl for the Pac-12. So, I think is probably about as good as any getting our bowl game today.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't think Washington State's going to be happy to see another Mountain West team.
No, and it's not. And it's not like Washington State gave Utah a tough time, and it's not like they haven't had a bad year or anything. I'm not saying that at all. But I would say that the Oregon State and Washington State who've played in that Jimmy Kimmel Bowl are a little bit further down. So Oregon State's even a team that's going to play in a bigger bowl than that this year.
And good matchup. But I like the matchup with the Aggies again. A team that we're not accustomed to seeing. Memphis is not a team a lot of folks here in the Mountain West are accustomed to. Or
the last time that we played them, guess who did the game?
You.
I did in 1977.
I was going to say.
Yep.
That's my go-to answer everything, Al. It's because chances are
that's how long ago it was. That was in my first little stint around with the Aggies, not my longest stint.
Other than the 1919 season, my money's on you. Hey, real quick, can I just go through the bowl, the Mountain West Bowl?
Sure.
So in the Jimmy Kimmel, as you said, Fresno versus Washington State. The Frisco Bowl will be Boise against North Texas.
They'll both be on the 17th.
Yeah, and then on the 17th, on the 20th, you've got the Potato Bowl, San Jose State versus Eastern Michigan. 22nd, Air Force versus Baylor. That's going to be a good game. It'd be good to see Coach Rand. I hope he does well.
He's gone against the option before.
Yes, he has. He knows it. On the Christmas Eve, San Diego State versus Middle Tennessee. Then you have the First Responder Bowl, Utah State versus Memphis on the 27th. And then down in Arizona at the Arizona Bowl, Wyoming versus Ohio. My brother is actually involved with the Arizona Bowl. He helps with a lot of their PR work. And this is their Wyoming second trip. And he is ecstatic to have Wyoming
Wyoming
come
fans are great.
Yeah.
They do. They do travel very, very well. And they love going to Arizona this time of year.
Indeed.
They really do. They love to go to Vegas for the conference basketball tournament in March.
Yeah.
They can't wait to get out of Laramie.
But the great thing about that is it just is another thing that kind of props up the Mountain West, develops a reputation of, hey, this is a good conference. These are folks that want to come out. They want to see their teams play. And, 7 bowl games. That's phenomenal.
It's, I think, just the second time in the last little while we've been able to get 7 in. Let's pause for station identification. We need more of your texting as the Aggies win 82-64 at San Francisco. Great win for Utah State to go to 7-0. 753-5868 if you want to call in, or 339-0321 is the text line. We'll be right back on Game Day.
Your voice for news and talk is right here on your radio. Breaking news and stimulating talk. KVNU Logan, 610 AM and 102.1 FM.
Alpine Home Medical has been around for over 25 years. Can you believe that? Hi, I'm Jay Broadbent. What keeps us coming to work every day? We're passionate about caring for you. From home and bathroom safety to transportation, mobility, recovery, oxygen, sleep, and more, come into any of our 10 locations today and let us take care of you.
Alpine Home Medical, we bring wellness home.
Visit us at alpinehomemedical.com.
Daryl's Appliance is feeling the Christmas spirit and wants to spread some cheer. Join them December 17th to enter to win a KitchenAid stand mixer and other prizes at Daryl's during their in-store event. Get some hot cocoa and a picture with their special guests, Santa and Mrs. Claus. They have Christmas specials all December on GE, Whirlpool, and other appliances. Plus, get 12 months interest-free financing and Daryl's famous service that backs every sale. Only at Daryl's, west on Airport Road.
It's never too cold or wet to get rid of that old vehicle. Now is the time to earn extra cash for the holidays by calling DD Auto and Salvage. Let them pay you for that junk vehicle. DD Auto and Salvage makes it easy and fast to get rid of your junker vehicles, paying you the most money possible. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan wants to pay you today. Call 787-1204.
That's 787-1204 today.
See store for details.
Hi, this is Ashley from LSS Insurance. Are you getting 3 or more calls a day about Medicare? Telemarketers that offer an amazing Medicare benefit? That amazing offer may be available if you live in Florida or Arizona. At LSS Insurance, we offer the right plans for our area, and I guarantee you will get better benefits at a lower cost. It's time to enroll or change your Medicare plan. Call LSS Insurance at 752-9493 or go to lssins.com or come to our free third Thursday meeting.
Holiday parties and events at the Riverwoods Conference Center offer a festive and fun holiday atmosphere. Paired with catering from the Elements Restaurant, your special occasion can include tasty hors d'oeuvres, delicious entrees, and decadent desserts that always deliver excellence. Now accepting reservations for the 2022 holiday season, the Riverwoods Conference Center and Elements Restaurant can accommodate you whether your event is large or small. Visit theriverwoods.com or call 750-5151.
Talking about the Aggies. It's KVNU Game Day. Call 753-KVNU or 800-369-KVNU.
Utah State with the victory tonight against the Dons of San Francisco. And the Aggies in this game end up being in the lead for 37 minutes and 23 seconds. It was tied for 36 seconds. That was when they were at the free throw line. And the lead changed hands 3 times early. And so Utah State, again, was able to pull away at that point, got it up to double figures. And really, after we had it to 12, then it went back to 5 in the first half. And then we went on another 14-1 run to take it out to 42-24. And then the Aggies were ahead 44-30 at the half. And right off the bat, we kind of exchanged baskets with them, but kind of led by 2 more at the first media timeout. And then we got it up to 22 points at 62-42 as Funk made 3 free throws. And then after that, that big guy kind of got a few things going. He went down the middle for that dunk. He blocked at the other end when we came back, and then he came back and made 2 free throws, and then he got a rebound basket and scooped it up in and got fouled on that play. So he kind of started their 12-0 run a little bit in that game. He's 7-2. They barely played their guy from Ukraine. We, of course, have Max Shulga. And that's one thing Jimmy Moore, Jalen Moore, because I was talking about his dad before the game. Did you realize San Francisco, Bill Russell, was and number 6 is on that floor in every NBA floor this year, and the Aggies got a chance to play San Francisco, his school, with the number 6 on that floor tonight. And his team at one time, if you missed it on the pregame, we talked about it, they won 60 consecutive games, back-to-back NCAA titles, 55-56. The first team that had 3 black starters. He, Casey Jones, played together with another guy named Perry that were a part of that team. And, of course, he and Casey went together to Boston and just kept on winning.
Yeah. Casey Jones wasn't too bad himself. He was quite a player. Yeah, a lot of great history and a proud history in San Francisco.
But a not proud history too, though.
And
they axed their program themselves in the 80s because their boosters had got out of hand, and then there was the allegation of rape with one of the players, and that seemed to get all the headlines. And then these boosters are going nuts, and they're paying things and all this stuff. And the president of the school just said, "We're done with basketball." For about 3-4 years, they were gone.
Now, was that before or after Joe Barry Carroll?
It would have been
because I think he was.
I think it would have been after him. Yeah, I think it's after him. It was Quentin Daly was the big star when they shut the program down there. They had Bill Cartwright though. Remember, his team went 29-0, went to the tournament in Vegas, beat him.
Yeah,
And he, of course, played with Michael Jordan for a long time. Bill Cartwright did.
Interesting, though, when you look at the lineup, they really went with the portal, with the transfers. A lot of guys, and that was another thing that I liked about this win tonight is they played guys that have been in hostile environments, that have been in hostile situations. And again, the Aggies handled it well. They had the run, but got the timeout, made some stops, and turn around with a good win.
Yeah, the Roberts guys transferred from Washington State, where their coach before Golden went to. I think he left San Francisco and went to Washington State. And Golden's now the coach at Florida. He got the job after last year. And they went to the tournament for the first time, and I think it was 17 years that they had went to the tournament. No, first time in 23 years. They lost to Murray State in overtime last year in the tournament, 92-87. Shabazz was second leading scorer on the team. I think one of their leading guys either transferred or graduated. I can't remember exactly what it was. But, again, this is it's a good win for Utah State to beat a program like that. And now next year we'll probably play them at Vivint.
Yeah.
It sounds like in a return. It's not a home and home at the schools, but it's home and home at a neutral floor.
Well, a great win, and now you have the opportunity to, again, go to a new neutral site, a new place where you can, get another quality win. Are you okay with that? I mean, are you okay with these matches?
Coach Odom says, hey, for us to get a chance to play some of these teams, if they're not going to come to Logan, it's better to play them on neutral than it is to play them at their place and not, and they're not, Utah State's not going to go to Loyola or to San Francisco get paid to play.
Right.
They're not going to go and do that. They'll go play at Houston or go play at something like that to get paid if they're going to get paid. My Mattress brings you our broadcast post game. Remember, it's Ryan and Travis, the sleep wellness experts, for all the options with great beds. And Jarek's Fine Jewelry. Again, always make it special, make it Jarek's. Their big Pick a Pearl event is this week at Jarek's, and our Aggie game day coverage. Anything else in the text line?
I got a couple more. A follow-up text.
339-0321.
From 93-15, I think we're a good enough team, great enough team, to withstand many runs from teams. And then followed up, and I got to be honest, I'm not sure what 93-15 is talking about, a football bull rush play. I'm not sure, so maybe
that's when the video was bad.
Yeah, maybe there was a little bit of that.
Okay.
But I couldn't agree more with 93-15, just in the fact that there's not a sense of nervousness this year like there was last year.
Well, and again, that was the big thing they harped on during the offseason. As soon as the season started, we're going to be mentally and physically tougher in the close games. We felt like we let get away when we had a chance to maybe win some of those close games and go, 2-7. I think it was. The only games we won were like the overtime games last year. I think, we beat New Mexico in a close one, and we won one other game, I think, that was kind of close. But, at first it was in the tournament when we beat Penn.
Myrtle Beach,
when we beat Penn.
So, a little toughness, but I agree with you, 93-15. 13-26, good to see Ashworth settle down. I felt like he was forcing up threes early in the game.
A little bit.
Did.
2 air balls. You don't see that from him very often. And then he has 2 and Funk has 1. And then we get to that one stage where we really need a 3. We get 2 wide open threes by those 2 guys, and neither one of them made it.
Yeah.
When they're like first and second in the country and making threes.
Well, I just wonder after they're thinking, hey, this is Steph Curry's home court. I'm going to see what it feels like. Maybe there's some magic in the air. But guys stepped up.
I played the little excerpt I have with Rylan before earlier in the week. I talked to him about going to this gym, and I said, the way Steven's going, it's going to be kind of neat. And he talked about that. He goes, I'm going to see 3, but think I'm watching 30 if he keeps shooting like he does. So maybe Steven had that on his mind as well, trying to do that. But he got other things done in this game. Again, Ashworth did 3 assists. No turnovers with all the pressure handling the basketball tonight, and still had 11 points and did make a 3 there late in the game.
And had to play a lot of defense on Shabazz,
who only had 8 points.
And
he's a 17, 18-point scorer. Yep.
Hey, just a little side note on the Pomeroy ratings. Aggie's up to number 44 with that win.
Okay, so it did help.
It was a very good win,
very good.
Jumped up about 10 spots.
All right, so, Loyola coming up. I wrote down a couple things here. They have a guy named Cam Shelton, who's their leading scorer. He's averaging 17 a game, a 6'2 senior who's been there. I think he transferred maybe from somewhere. And then they've got this Kaylee Leopepe, who averages 16 and 7. Very tough physical guy, and he's been there in his entire career. They went to 7 and 3. They beat Nevada last night, 64-52.
Yeah, and an interesting game to watch. This will be on ESPN2 if you can. They play Grand Canyon prior. I think they play Wednesday night
On
prior to our
ESPN2?
game. On ESPN Plus. Excuse me.
Because our game next week, the last I heard, there was still not any streaming still figured out yet. I hope there will be. There's like 3 or 4 games there on Saturday. There's some more on Sunday and more on Monday. In fact, San Francisco is going to play New Mexico now because New Mexico lost their games with New Mexico State. They picked up a game with San Francisco in Vegas. This is the Mandalay basketball arena where they'll be playing.
Well, I hope they pick it up because they'll be playing Grand Canyon University, who beat Wyoming today or yesterday.
They won at Wyoming 66-58.
They're on a 4-game winning streak. They're playing well, but again, Loyola Marymount, not a team that you sit back and when people think of Loyola Marymount, who do they think of?
Hank Gathers and Bo Kimball.
Bo Kimball, yeah. But they're 7-3 overall. They've got some decent wins under their belt. They beat Georgetown. They beat Wake Forest. So they've got some good wins.
That's really good wins. Last time we played them, I think we played them in that CIT tournament.
Yeah,
I think we beat them. We beat them here in Logan. Yep.
So their losses though are to Colorado State and UC Irvine. Irvine's always, they're always a tough matchup. It's going to be just very interesting to see how they match up. But I can tell you already, you're going to see some very athletic guys that once again the Aggies are going to have to play their typical lockdown defense.
I think that's right. John, thanks a lot for joining with us tonight. Anything else you got over there?
Well, yeah, 93-15 just followed up, and we weren't sure. So that was a play when the screener pushed a player out of the way, and they wide open 3 off. So
okay, now I remember that one, and it was missed. Yes, okay, I do remember that. The push on that. Okay, now I remember that. Yeah. Okay,
but you don't let it sway how you play, and they were able to bounce
Aggies
back.
just kept right on going. Yeah. All righty, so next Saturday night, 10:30 is scheduled to be the time. We're the last game of the day of a bunch of games. Who knows if it starts on time?
Yeah.
But it's scheduled 10:30, so that's game day at 9:30. Post game 12:30 into 1 o'clock on Sunday morning. So we hope you'll join us for that. John, appreciate it very much. I'll come back and do the final stats after this one last break. Aggies win 82-64. Game day continues.
It's game time, and you're in the locker room ready to take the field. But suddenly, you notice a player you don't recognize. He's wearing your team's jersey, and he even knows your name. But you've never seen him before now. Would you trust this stranger with your team's playbook? That's exactly how phishing scams work. And the first quarter of 2022 saw the highest volume of phishing attacks ever recorded. Protect your business with the Les Olson Security Suite from Les Olson IT. Learn more at lesolson.com.
This is James Stevens with White Pine Funeral Services. We are humbled by and grateful for the tremendous support we have been shown since opening our doors nearly 2 years ago. So we just want to say thank you. On behalf of everyone at White Pine, first and foremost, thank you for allowing us the honor and privilege of serving you and caring for your loved ones. Additionally, thank you for voting White Pine the best mortuary in Cache Valley in both 2021 and 2022.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
Happy holidays, and thank you for letting Cache Valley Ear, Nose, and Throat, the Allergy Clinic, and the Hearing Aid Center take care of your family medical needs. Make sure you call now for an appointment before the end of the year to utilize your cafeteria funds. Located in Providence and the new Three Peaks Medical Plaza, North Logan. The entire staff, along with Drs. Benyon, Blotter, and Robinette, wish you a safe and wonderful holiday. Go to CacheValleyENT.com for details. Most insurance products included. Select Med are accepted.
Prodigy Brewing has so much appreciation and gratitude for the warm embrace Cache Valley has given us. We want to invite you to join us for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our Sunday-only brunch menu features sweet and savory options such as churro French toast, chilaquiles, fried chicken egg sandwich, and a Bloody Mary bar. You also won't want to miss our hash browns. Whether you're out with a family or friends, Prodigy Brewing is the place to be in Cache Valley. Open 7 days a week, located at 25 West Center Street in beautiful downtown Logan.
It's KVNU Aggie Game Day, brought to you by My Mattress on News Talk KVNU.
So the Aggies still undefeated, and like we said, they're starting to move up the all-time stat charts as far as starts at the start of the season. So, again, 9-0. The 61-62 team went 8-0, and the Aggies just matched, again, their third best start ever with the 7-0 with the win at San Francisco tonight. Stats brought to you by Cache Valley Bank. Wants to remind you they understand that you have unique needs. They craft solutions to fit your business, you as an individual, as far as financial needs go. Cache Valley Bank can help you. Statewide presence, but local focus from Cache Valley Bank. The Dons, their leading scorer, Shabazz, only went 3 for 9, 2 of 4 from 3. Did have 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He turned it over, though, 6 times and only had 2 steals, where he gets about, averages, I think, about 5 a game up until now. He had 8 points, and then Terrell Roberts did have 18. 6 of 16 shooting, 3 of 7 from 3. Rishwain had 4. Gigi Barrera had 8. Cunin had 2. Hawthorne fouled out and didn't score. He was double figures the other night. Rochak ended up with no points, and Beaker had no. But Meeks, the transfer from Nevada, had 11, hit 5 of 9, but 1 of 4 from 3, 4 rebounds. And then Marcus Williams, the former Wyoming player, had 13. He went 6 for 8. Taking the ball to the basket was his best deal, but he did make 1 3. They hit 44%, 7 of 21 threes, and went 9 of 15 at the foul line. They did have 28 rebounds, but they turned it over 18 times in the game for their final stats. On the Utah State side, Bairstow was 6 of 7, missed a 3, had a rebound and assist, and had a steal. And he played 20 minutes and had 12 points. Ashworth played 35 of the 40. He had 11 points on 4 of 10, 1 of 4 from 3, 2 of 3 free throws, a rebound, 3 assists, 2 steals, and not a turnover. So he gets a plus 20. Tonight, Shulga had a plus 21 to lead the Aggies in the plus-minus department. And he had 16 points, 5 of 8 shooting, 1 out of 3 from 3, but 5 for 5 at the line, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. And Funk went 4 for 14, 2 of 7 from 3, 3 of 3 free throws, all right at one stage there. 7 rebounds in the game. He had an assist, and he ended up with 34 minutes and 13 points. Dorius had 4 points, 4 fouls. He had a rebound. He played 7 minutes. Idle Rock ended up playing 13 minutes, missed 2 shots, but had an assist while he was in. Z Hamoda, 7 points, 3 of 9, 1 of 3 from 3. But he had 7 rebounds and 1 assist, and he also had 1 block shot, 26 minutes. And then Atkin tonight had 19 points, lead the Aggies in scoring. Second time this year he's done that. 8 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from the foul line, 4 rebounds, and he ended up with also had a couple steals. So the Aggies shot 51%, continue to be a good shooting team. Now the threes, they led the country going into this game, might drop back a bit now. They hit 5 of 19, but 15 of 18 free throws, 27 rebounds, so they're very close on the boards. And they ended up with 11 assists, but only 8 turnovers against a team that, again, gets a lot of turnovers. So that's your final stats for Cache Valley Bank. So we'll see you tomorrow morning with the morning news on KVNU. And in the meantime, hope you've had a good weekend. We'll be talking about the Aggie win and the Memphis-Utah State matchup in the bowl game, plus the college football playoff matchups and the NFL from today as well tomorrow morning on the sports. But lots more, of course, coming up. This next week, the Aggies will just play on Saturday, so we'll see you then. So for John Russell and all the sponsors, Al Lewis and the Aggies win, and now we'll head towards the next game, looking for 8 in a row when it comes up next Saturday night here on Game Day on KVNU.